Hello everyone, and welcome to WICSO episode 10, in which we saw last time the conclusion of the Great European War, which we saw the loss of the allies of Spain and Greece in, well, yeah. Well, this is sort of a period around which was a period of peace, and most of the European powers are joining in on this era of exploration, in which, well, I'm not going to really give much reason to it because I just want to quicken the pace of the series a little bit just earlier on. But I'm just going to start making random countries without real law reasons for it. So I'm not going to keep giving up like this country's king is unpopular, so a portion of people will leave, or this country will fall into civil war, these people will leave, or whatever it is. With that being said, what we'll see is a lot of the other European powers just coming around to explore all the small inner parts of Europe, leading to a full exploration of this area. And well, I'm just gonna skip a little bit and give you some of the division of what this country on what the rest of Europe will appear like. Yep, so this is what our new Europe will look like. A lot of these nations, I'll just say lords and nobles from maybe like Italy, Britain, and some from Ukraine have gone out and started their own kingdoms and duchies because they had enough wealth, because variation of factors, but I'm just saying that for the reasoning. Also not done any in the Nordics because that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on this episode is Africa and a little bit more on America, because I ignored them a lot recently, and I'm gonna balance it a bit more. So yeah, start down here because everyone here just got ignored. So in Madagascar, what we see is a bit more expansion from the exploration of the entire continent. Christ, like thingy. Also, these two islands will be discovered, and the Madagascan government will expand down, taking over this entire island, and well, putting together all of Madagascar, becoming quite a large nation. Not the most stable, because a lot of this southern part of Madagascar is unoccupied, and well, the slightest bit of discontent, and could I see it completely fracturing. Well, we'll also see not that. We'll see explorers, well, not necessarily from just South Africa, but them just meeting up and knowing this isn't just all a peninsula, just all one loop around the continent. Just see offshoots going inwards to the country, continent, sorry, parts being established, as well as come back to Madagascar for a second. Just kind of want to have a bit of fun, and we'll say these two islands, let's just say a group of about 100 people from Madagascar sailed over because they heard these islands, the Madagascar government claiming it, and they just want I thought it'd be very cool to run their own country. So we'll have two lovely little microstates right here, and I'll do capitals and cities for all the new countries after the episode, so you won't see it all or anything. But yeah, it'll happen. I'll make it happen. Make it happen. But yeah, just exploration and more exploration, as well as our lovely large empire up here, and our Peach Empire will do something quite, well, not interesting to say, but well, it's kind of obvious. With this Peach Empire, they've sort of not abandoned, but not really occupied up here as much. So they're gonna get rid of this as their capital. They're gonna move it down to and they're gonna put their new capital. They're gonna put it right there on what is currently Purple Team territory. But that's what the second part of what I'm going to say is interesting, because there will be a deal made between these two countries, giving all of this land to giving all of this, of the Horn of Africa, over to this team, the Peach. In exchange, they will gain all of the land coming to on the Red Sea, coming to about here, this capital city, in getting a fair few of these major cities. And well, the Peach team, which we now know as Ethiopia, they're fine with it. A lot of the population moved out of here, so a lot of these will just be downgraded, maybe be towns. The odd one maybe have gone down to a village, maybe this one. They're not really major cities anymore. But all of this is where more they've just all given to. And yeah. We'll also see a little bit, a fair bit of exploration into the continent by these other African countries. I think a lot of it being explored, and well, I'll probably do some off-screen country adding and expansion, and we'll come back when I've done that. So yeah, see, sort of something like, well, we will see. There's going to be, let's see, new nations sprouting out of between these nations, to be fair. Yeah, see, a Zulu nation coming out here. We'll see southern the southern Mozambique nation being founded and discovered. This orange country will take a fair chunk of land, reaching down, giving a land border to southern Madagascans. We see this country getting, that's what we call them, 8. see Squintley getting spawned into existence because I wanted to. Yep. And we also see Angola expanding a fair bit, moving a border down to South Africa, which also expanded a fair bit, quite a lot actually. Well, knowledge of the English language will give you understanding that a fair bit means a lot. Because yeah, why doesn't it? Because language. Yeah, but this will be our new Southern Africa, and well, we've we've very quickly glossed over Europe and Africa because I don't want to do too much for them. Well, the main focus of today's episode to be America, because I don't think I give America enough love, because well, I always focus on Europe, as seen by the massive war that I just let off. But I think we're going to see a lot of similar events going off similar events to what happened in Europe and Africa. They're going to enter a stage that's really not expectable, sort of expansionism, but an idea of let's just explore a lot. So it's just sort of human nature. They want to explore. Well, America's been very interesting. They've had two massive civil wars leading to a lot of these South American nations, the Caribbean, a massive East American empire, very vast, all that. That's where we're going to start actually, in the East, in which Florida. We're going to see a country breaking away from Florida. We're going to see New England breaking away, which it's not like they're suffering economic not backlash, sorry, but economic stagnation. It's just a group of richer noblemen and the really rich guy, really rich geezer, just they don't like that they're paying so much in tax. Of course they don't. So they're just gonna break away, in which, well, Florida, they do care, because their authority over America has been questioned, but they're not militarized at all. They're entirely economic. That's why they'd be considered 12. They've got a bit of an army, but not that much outside of just nobles having their own personal army, which, I mean, in Florida, use a bit of brain. I don't know if they went to war with this one, with the breakaway. They wouldn't think that the nobles would be that loyal, and they'd see that they can just do that, and they'd probably still win a war anyway. So they're just not going to do that. But there will be a few loyalists, a fair few, but a couple thousand loyalists, and maybe an independent rich noble will disagree with what they've done. They're not going to leave to any of these nations. They're going to make their own, because hooray, why pay tax to someone when you can collect tax yourself? So they're going to explore, well, not explore, no, yes, explore, I meant expand. You're going to explore up the coast of Quebec and just reach to the very tip. But they're just going to go to here, in which they're going to establish a blue team in Quebec. This would just be made of loyalists to the Floridian team, and well, yep, yeah. Well, this team to a oh, what state would that be? Would that be Ohio? I don't know. The Great Kingdom of the Great Lakes. They were sort of felt threatened by the Floridian team. Them not being there, they're open to expanding. They're going to expand to the further down there, like yeah. They're also going to finally start exploring a bit more because they was, as said, scared that if they started exploring, all the money that went to exploring is just going to be a waste because the Floridian Empire just going to take it off them, expand around them and just think actually, but now this country is going to do that. But also, because this state is highly capitalistic and quite willing to sell off some land, it's going to buy this major city and some of the land surrounding it, which, big boost to the king's budget, but not really because he lost all the tax from that quite rich country, so it probably wasn't a smart move in the long run. No, but they're just going to continue to expand, craft their own empire, no longer in fear of the Floridian one, so they're going to make their own to encompass the Great Lakes and be quite a fishing oriented society. But we'll also see this, what was it called again? Nova Scotty something, but they're going to land on here, but they're also going to land and explore all of Newfoundland. Newfoundland was indeed newly found. It's going to set up not a colony, but yeah, first real episode of colonization in these certain colony on Newfoundland. So peak, first real colonial empire right here. Yeah. So this is a northwestern America update. Gonna go for a more southern USA oriented update in which we'll see a fair bit of expansionism around a small depopulated area. And with this, another nation, or another set of nobles, seeing that, Florida did not oppose whatsoever in their declaration, will declare their own independence here. And they're going to reach out to some nobles and gentry in the California nation, and they're also going to kind of just join them. And the first real act for this nation will be to declare war and hastily invade into this nation, which unexpected from these ones sort of works because they weren't expecting it. This all happens about a span of 2 weeks. They'll just keep going down the coast before being stopped, and at that point the Aztecs, stunned by their inferiority realistically, will be forced to sort of not submit to the new Texas state and sit down and do something. The Texas state, will be able to extort this major city in a bit of fertile land for crop growing in the north of the Aztecs and just extort it out of them. And well, Texas is proving to be quite strong as they also use some of the funds to expand into a lot of unoccupied, that's a new one, unoccupied land, and they'll keep the letterbox open for more nobles from all these combining surrounding nations to come join theirs, which none really answer because the majority of them are kind of fine with the current countries are either or too far away to really deny it. Yeah. Well, we remember the Californians' colony to say. Yeah, they're not really a colony anymore as they sort of declare their disloyalty and denounce the government, which, I mean, it's probably a collective of about 5 people living here, so not really much to declare from. Their first act is also to expand around the known land. Just sort of go to the side of this thing here and hang some hostile go away signs that people over here can see. Yeah. I don't really know why they declared independence. They just did. Yeah. We'll come to somewhere down here in which we'll see what country would be like down this way? Would it be, is this like French Guyana? It might be French Guyana, I don't know. Let's call it a Guyanan country around here will declare independence for no reason apart from no reason. And following a similar sort of interaction with Florida and California, they're not going to do absolutely anything about it. Because their reasoning is actually, instead of just, oh well, we're rich enough, it's like, a new trade partner, improved trade, improved economy, and then we can just take it later when it's more valuable. So Venezuela is actually smart compared to Florida, because Venezuelan intelligence, yeah. So what we'll see now is just some sailors from Panama are going to go on a voyage because they heard of lands that may be ripe for the taking, full of valuable riches. They mean this one, but they mean the Galapagos, but not really. Yeah, so they're going to go on a voyage. They're also going to get lost, and well, they're going to get really, really, really lost as by some god-driven miracle. They land on these islands. I don't quite know what the islands are called, so forgive me on that one. They just are. Yeah. And well, with that, you can sort of guess what that means. New nation. That's way too similar. to the actual colour, but New Nation. I think, to be fair, might be one of my shorter episodes, but we're gonna probably leave it there. See a lot of expansion from a lot of different places. Yeah, that seems fair enough. Goodbye, everyone.